Well, what a wonderful day. If you're like me, I know it's a day that you'll never forget. As you go forward, we are all confident that you are well prepared to apply the knowledge and skills that you have learned to pursue lifelong learning, to serve your communities wherever they may be, to lead or follow, and most importantly, to care for others. But I imagine that the road has not been easy. I know that there have been many difficult days and some very long nights. There were probably times when you asked yourself, what am I doing here? What was I thinking? And you wondered perhaps if you'd made the right life decision. Perhaps you even thought about giving up. I suspect there were crucial moments when encouragement from a friend or a colleague helped you through a tough patch, but you have done it. Let me tell you about one of my favorite stories. So it was a bright, crisp afternoon in the fall of 1975. Through divine intervention, a adrenaline-fueled influx of pedal dexterity, or random chance, I had successfully tackled the challenging forward of the opposing team during his breakaway towards our goal. Now, if I'm going to tell you the whole story, this tackle occurred during the closing minutes of a freshman soccer match we'd already won. And in the interest of full disclosure, I will tell you that the coach had only beneficently allowed me to enter in the last minute or so. I'd actually started college with the idea that I was going to compete for the starting position on the varsity team. That was until I figured out that the person who I would be eventually competing against had played goalie for the U.S. Olympic soccer team. And he played a game with which I was unfamiliar. So just after the final gun sounded, one of my teammates and soon-to-be good friends, Tony, ran on the field and he clapped me on the back and he said, "At a hop." A-T-T-A-H-O-P. It was a new expression for me, one I'd never heard before. I couldn't find it in a dictionary afterwards, and there was no internet back then. In fact, the only computers we had were teletype terminals that were in the basement of the dorms, and we used them to play and program text-based fantasy role-playing games. I looked it up this week on the internet, and I still can't find At a Hop anywhere. Now, Tony was an outstanding, brilliant student, and he was a talented soccer player from South Boston, and he was amused I didn't understand what he was talking about. So I could recite his explanation now verbatim, but I don't have enough time to do that. But the gist of his several-minute-long, erudite and learned verbal dissertation that was used to describe this colloquial expression to me ended this way. It really was meant to convey congratulations for a job well done. An extraordinary effort that might not have been expected, probably wasn't necessary, and certainly wouldn't be recorded on the official stats sheets. Like sweating in a dark suit, the responsible individual might have a warm feeling, but no one else would notice unless they were paying very close attention or were otherwise invested. Now, Tony was certainly watching from a distance. He was watching carefully, and I certainly greatly appreciated his acknowledgement. So folks, At a Hop, congratulations, you have done it. By the end of today's commencement, you will have successfully completed medical school. No doubt your efforts were extraordinary, much was expected of you, and many, if not all of your exertions were necessary, but like Tony, even if we, your faculty, were not directly on the playing field with you, we have been invested and we have been watching carefully. So again, class of 2014, At a Hop. There are equally, if not more formidable challenges ahead. Medicine is changing. There are scientific, cultural, social, technological, and political factors affecting patient care and research that were only recently unimaginable. Today and tomorrow's complex world with its social and technological transformations will demand much from you. Despite these evolutionary and revolutionary changes, it will still be our obligation, our duty to provide patients with the very best care possible by any means necessary. So I was introduced to At a Hop's other meeting later in my freshman college year as our soccer season was ending. If we won this game, we were going to be the best team in our conference. The score was tied in our final game with 1 half to play. So as the team was approaching the field, Tony yelled, "At a hop, guys." He meant this time that we were to proceed intently and with a sense of urgency because there was a difficult challenge ahead of us. There are difficult tasks ahead of you, but I'm confident that you will meet those challenges. Go forward with gusto. Congratulations and enjoy this celebration with your family and friends.